Welcome back to our class. Don't forget to subscribe if it is your first time to visit our channel. The structure and the functional unit of the kidney. Here we are talking about the nephron. Kidneys are highly complex filtration organs. They bring about filtration, like the wastes are being taken out of the blood. So through the process of filtration. Its functional unit is called a nephron. We'll ask you this question. The functional unit of a kidney is called a nephron. Nephrons are microscopic coiled structures made up of tubes, arterioles, capillaries, and the ducts. Coiled structures like the glomerulus are made up of tubes. If you look at the loop of Henry, if you look at arterioles, which bring blood and takes blood, capillary, basically absorption, ducts is very important during the collection. So we will see all these parts. The main function is to filter blood so that reduce the wastes, water, and other important substances that are needed by the body. So it means that these important substances are not being lost through the urine, and then the waste products are being lost through the urine, leaves the blood very clean. So the nephron is divided into two. You have what called the Malpighian body, and then the renal tubule. Malpighian body is that part, the upper part of the nephron, while then the renal tubules are the lower part of the nephron. So this is where it's like the head of the nephron. If it is a human being, the head from the neck upper part is what called the Malpighian body, and then the remaining part becomes the renal tubule. This part, which called the Malpighian body, and then the rest becomes the renal tubule. There are some specific features which you need to know on this nephron. Know that when the blood comes, it comes with the afferent arterioles. Then the afferent arterioles branches to form a sieve. A sieve is something which allows some substance to go through and others won't go through. So it forms a sieve. That sieve, those branches form what called a glomerulus, where filtration occurs. Then the outside part of the glomerulus is what called the Bowman's capsule. It's like a cup just to hold, to bring about this filtration to happen. So when filtration occurs, it goes into the glomerular space, the capsular space, the capsule space, or the Bowman's capsule. Then now the filtration will occur. It has this coiled part. This first coiled part is called the proximal convoluted tubule. Then it goes down. As it's going, because it's going downwards, then it's called descending. So it becomes the descending limb. Yes. And then the one which goes up is called ascending. So this is the descending limb, this is the ascending limb. So the descending limb and ascending, if all this part is combined, we call it loop of Henry. So now this, it has some blood vessels which surrounds this just to allow the reabsorption and excretion or pumping the ions into reabsorption to take place. So it allows reabsorption to take place, and then also ions which are not important in the blood to be pumped out of the blood into the loop of Henry. Then it continues. It has the second coil. The second coil is what called the distal convoluted tubule. This distal convoluted tubule joins what called the collecting duct, where the urine is being collected from before it joins the pelvis. So basically, this is the structure of the kidney. You need to know these parts. At least you need to know how to label it. So what are some of the functions of the parts of this nephron? Number one, we are saying that the function of the parts of the nephron, number one, nephron as its nephron is the functional unit of the kidney. You have to know that. It has what called the podocytes. These are specialized cells lining the Bowman's capsule. So if you look at it here, you'll find out that the cells which lines here, we call them podocytes. Then you have what called afferent arterioles. This one brings blood. In most cases, this one brings blood into the kidney. It branches from the renal artery. That's why we call them arterioles, the afferent arterioles. So these arterioles are very important in bringing blood. This blood has a lot of wastes, but this arteriole is a little bit bigger compared to efferent. So what's the difference? This is afferent arterioles, while this one is efferent arterioles. The difference is by E and A. E, this one starts with the A, this one starts with the E. So efferent arterioles, this blood vessel taking blood from the glomerulus. So after filtration has taken place, then the blood vessels, these blood vessels take the blood away from the glomerulus. Then you have the glomerulus. This is the dense capillary network in the Bowman's capsule. When the arteriole comes, it branches into small branches. I told you that it looks like a sieve. Yes, if you look at a sieve, this is how the glomerulus looks like. Then you have what you call the Bowman's capsule. This is a cup shape. It's like it allows substance to be held. Yes. So cup shaped structure surrounding the glomerulus. So if you look at it here, you'll find out that it's like a cup. It's like a cup. So it surrounds the what? The glomerulus. Then you have the Malpighian barre. This one is made up of the glomerulus plus the Bowman's capsule. This is the Malpighian barre. This one, yes. So this part, the Bowman's capsule, and then the glomerulus, when you combine them, they form the Malpighian barre. Then you have the proximal convoluted tubule. We'll talk about proximal convoluted tubule. It's the folded portion of the nephron that lies between the Bowman's capsule and the loop of Henry. Here we are talking about this called, it is Bowman's capsule, and the loop of Henry is what called the proximal convoluted tubule. Then you have the distal convoluted tubule for the portion of the nephron between the loop of Henry and the collecting duct. So here is the collecting duct, yes, and then here is the loop of Henry. So this fold is what you call the distal convoluted tubule. So basically, that's it. You should be able to answer these questions. Now, at least you have to know how to label each and every part of this. Don't go to the exam without knowing such structure. This is the structure of the Malpighian barre. This is what I've been trying to explain, that this is the efferent vessel, takes away blood. This is the afferent vessel, brings blood. Bowman's capsule, this is the Bowman's capsule is the whole thing here. It's like a cup, and then this is the glomerulus. Glomerulus comes and then branches. Then this structure then is what you call the Malpighian capsule. You have the renal tube, you have the tubes here, and then this is the what you call the capsular space. Capsular space, the space of the Bowman's capsule. That's what you call the capsular space. Then now after filtration, then this ones go down. These are the cells which call the podocytes. If you look at them, yes, so they allow substances to go through so that they join what you call the capsular space. So you have to know how to name and label this structure. So next time we will look at formation of urine in the body. How does urine form?